Hello, everybody. This is Jennifer Jennings, your intuitive astrologer here in Nashville, Tennessee. Thank you so much for joining me. We've got Nikola Tesla pulled up as promised. Nikola is going to be a little bit different. We are going to take a little journey here without delay. Let's get down to it. So, the two being with Taurus and Scorpio. And right now, with Taurus and Scorpio, we are going through these changes with the eighth house and the second house. The second house is ruled by Taurus, and the eighth house right here is ruled by Scorpio. This is the house of death, rebirth, regeneration, and this is the house of values. Values, death, and regeneration. We have the 12th house. This is the house of undoing. This is the house of enemies. And Nikola Tesla is also, this is also the house of the womb. And so this is where we come in. We bring our past with us in the womb and we enter in. Tesla is rising with Taurus. His moon is in Libra. His sun is in Cancer. His midheaven is Capricorn. His north node is right here in Aries at 20 degrees. So this 12th house is a devouring energy. Kronos is the Roman Saturn. Kronos is the son of Uranus. This is a energy that can be devouring. It just depends on how it's used with the time. This is the aspect of Neptune at 20 degrees and 21. Again, this is 18, 18, 20, 21. These are coming in from the past and letting go of these beliefs. So we're coming in from the past with this Neptune. Jupiter is at 8 degrees. Jupiter is the teacher. He's coming in with the beliefs, with time, with his teaching skills as well. Traveler. This divine feminine energy that grounds him in this unconscious house. And he meets his north node. He comes in, he brings this transforming energy, this love, and the love for the electromagnetism of the earth, the resources of this 23 is a DNA of the earth. It is her magnetic field. This north node is a feminine energy. It is all about structure, purpose, motivation with this drive. This material security was had in a past life. He would be slow at getting to this north node, always wanting to be comforted with these earthly pleasures. So he comes in with these earthly pleasures. He has sickness. There is a weakened immune system when he comes in. And this gives him a transformative leadership when it comes to the challenges of change. His body with change would be disruptive. It would bring these shakeups. It would bring these shakeups with Uranus. And this would give him a powerful personality. He would be different, eccentric, definitely not conventional. And this is where he would want to really understand and teach as well as learn about the magnetic field. The higher awareness of the magnetic field is coming in with Vesta and Selena. So at a 228, 2:30, we have Selena and we have Vesta with Tesla. Selena would be, she is the goddess of the moon, of the light. She brings a higher awareness. The way that the human body, the electrical body, the network of the cells, the expression of the cells, the way that he could use his personality, the languages, the way that he could express himself with the goddess of the flame, the keeper of the flame of life and death. Vesta is the sacrificial priest, the priestess, the feminine energy that is symbolizing focus. This is where he would write. He would be very mental with his writing. It is a dedication and being committed to writing what you have learned, what you have invented. This gives him this higher gnosis with balance and a transformative language that he can use with this higher awareness, this psychic intuitiveness that he has with Pallas. In the third house of communications, he brings this intellect into his home of communications. And this is where Saturn is. This is where Ceres, Venus, Vulcan, the lower feelings that he had at home came in at a 16 degrees with his sun at 17 and Apollo. This is the third house of communications and siblings. This is his home. This is his mother. This is a reflection. With his sun here in the fourth house of home, this is going to be reflective of his mother, of his mother's genealogy, and the love for getting down to the root of family. And this is where he would withdraw at home because the will was being done with his communications and the love that he had to communicate about the earth, about vacations, about family, the emotional drives and the financial security would not come. It would not come with his father the way that his father wanted him to communicate and the way that his father wanted him to express himself. He wasn't able to express himself until later in life with the writings. He would build up this skill in life, and it would help him with the responsibilities of home. And home isn't just where his mom and dad are. His home is also the earth. How he could network the data in his own head. This is the wisdom, this playful wisdom that Poseidon brings him with children, with the future of the children. This is where he is best, is when he is playing, when he is having fun. And Nikola Tesla did have fun, especially when he was younger, minus the health issues, because the health issues is probably why he loved children. He just never had children. This is where he was a divine feminine energy. The vertex in Libra, there is a darkness that Nikola had to work through with children. And him having the Mars here in the fifth house of kids and creativity, this is where his drive would have been for the higher awareness, not children. If he were to have had children, his children would have been independent without him. He was not a financially secure person. His values were based on the higher awareness. the intuition that he had. The vertex and the anti-vertex show that relationships, he knew that every person that he met, he was destined to meet. His love was in the beauty that surrounded him, in his dreams, and the Venus would have been with his communications. He had been here already. The midheaven is where his drive was. This midheaven at 16 degrees with the father, with the 10th house, with the governing bodies, with the military. And even after all the hard work, he wasn't able to really get the respect that he desired. And it comes later. It comes later with his joy. He understands that the weight of the world, this unseen government, that the unseen that is in the future magnetic field is what he saw. And achieving this future goal, he was able to move past this father who he felt inhibited him. And this freedom is what he was trying to obtain. This freedom brought a lot of great things. It's just that the future wound, this is what Nikola Tesla brought us. He brought us a future burden that is in discord with the Father, with Pisces. There is a concern here for the future well-being of the planet. With Jesus, he meets his midheaven. He understands the unseen, and he creates this future wound, but he also makes his mark. The values change because of the future health of the planet. He meets his north node with this Jesus chart, with this drive of communications, of the electrical and the electromagnetic communications of the network. And this network is a teaching, traveling, grounds us, and we ascend with this technology. He brings a lot of changes and shakeups to the earth. So going back to Tesla now, I want to show you the return that Nikola Tesla has with this 12th house is at a 2021. So the Neptune return every 164 years. This 164 years is coming up. The Uranus return comes every 84 years. We are meeting this future with Nikola Tesla, with God. The first return with Neptune is going to be at a 20 degree and 21 minutes. That is when Nikola Tesla, this inner wheel is Nikola Tesla. And this outer wheel is where he has this exact return at 2021 on March 3rd, 2021. This event or this person that is born will have this wound, will have this wound in the 12th house. The wound is at a 7. Venus is at a 7. So there is a wound that we're going to be working out with Uranus with this event. And it's going to meet its mark here in the 7th house. This person that is coming in to the world in March or is going to rise in power. There is a event that is going to take place. This event has to do with this 2021 of the Neptune return. The wheel is being done at 21 degrees. The sun is at a 13 degrees. This is the divine feminine. The 16 degrees of his midheaven, 16 degrees of the future communications. The 28 is the future gnosis that he gets from the future health of the planet. And he expands with the 17 in the future. And Nikola Tesla's 17 degrees is Juno, the Earth, his sun. So this 17 degrees is where he's going to teach. This person will teach the collective about the future, magnetic field, the way that we communicate, the higher gnosis, about love and God. This is a peacemaker. Palace is the communication that we receive from the Christ consciousness that is intuitive. This is a visionary working with visions, working with psychic insight, new ideas, humanitarian. This person is going to be a humanitarian that will make wide groups of friends that definitely could be foreigners. And this communications with this Neptune return. Saturn is at 8 degrees. This is an inventive thinker. This is an inventive thinker. And with Saturn being in the 10th house of Aquarius with Pluto, major changes are happening in the government. This person will be inventive, original, will have early setbacks, but this transformative mastery Pluto will be a powerful leader, experiencing a lot of upheaval in the environment on Earth, and structures will come down of the government. This is an authoritarian. There's a balance that it brings every day. The Uranus return, here's Nikola Tesla again. And here we see the person that's going to come on March 11th, 2025, or the event that will take place on March 11th, 2025, has everything to do with this 12th house that is very full. It's full of karma, and it is from his Uranus return. This Uranus return is coming in at 2356. His Uranus is 2356 in the first house. This is the electromagnetism. This is our DNA. This is the life and breath of the earth and her magnetism. So this person is going to come in with all of this in the 12th house of undoing, with the 12th house of God, with the 12th house of the unconscious. It's going to rise with Hygeia, and this is the health of the earth at 7 and 33. There will be shakeups with their health. They will be an unusual leader. They will be original. They will not want to conform with their body, and they will want to understand more about the earth and its resources. This person will be a teacher about the higher consciousness, and it'll be a low point with this 26 degrees. This 26 degrees will be a low point in this person's mental faculty. It'll be a burden, because Nikola Tesla had a future burden at 26 degrees. This is where the future burden is going to come in. And it's going to be a future burden on the mental gnosis of the self-esteem with the person in 2025. Selena is coming in at 7 degrees. She's very concerned about the earth, the dysfunction of the communications, of the family communications, the earth's communications, and she wants to protect the children. This is akin to the Pluto energy. It's the higher octave. of Pluto energy. It brings darkness to our communications, which we at home will be warring with. There is an independence that's taken place with our home and the environment of the home are aggressive. It's warring. This time on Earth at 18 and 23 is warring. We're going to close out the Uranus Tesla energies at this time with this bullseye, with the creativity, with our children, and with the sun. The sun and the moon, the magnetism. We're closing these energies out because it is a transformative creation with trans Pluto and the health and the way that we speak. But looking at it in another angle, he had to undo certain things with Juno, with Cupid, with the healing, the magnetic field, his dark emotions, and the balance of that 18, of this 18. There is, and this 18. Now, if we take this a step further and we take the March 3rd, 2021 chart with Jesus, and if we take the March 11th, 2025 chart with Jesus, we can see maybe what this inner wheel chart has to say about this event. The 2021 chart meets Christ with Pluto. This is where the structures are really going to have to come down for the future. These people are going to rebel. Natural preacher and teacher with future visions, wanting to be at one with poetry and with God. There is a divine will being done here. The future communications is where the wound is. The letting go of the dark emotions, again, is critical. There's warring here at home with the creativity, but this is a mental burden, even though we are still going to meet this North Node. And relationships, partnerships are the health. Everything is going to be linked to health. All right, guys, I think I'm done for the day, and just want to thank you all for staying with me and believing in me and watching my videos and subscribing and sharing and all that good jazzy junk. So until next time, you guys take it easy. See ya. Peace.